Hey everyone, this is Shubham, and we will start with our AWS training. Right. So, in the last few lectures, what we have discussed, we have been keep on going with IAM, identity and access management, creating users, creating groups. I am just recapping that stuff, and then MFAs, setting up MFAs, and using how to work with IAM using CLI commands and stuff like that. So now we are approaching to an end for this particular identity and access management session. And after that, we will proceed with some other services, some other feature that has been portrayed or that has been hosted by AWS. So before we finish IAM, there are few things left. So one thing is role. So let's discuss about role. Another thing is like you can generate reports, right? So let's first see the report. So how many users you see we have created? We have created two users, right? One is root users, one is inside root user I've created IAM user. So you can generate a credential report, you can generate a user label, access advisor report. So from where you can generate a credential report that will show you, suppose you are working as an admin, right? And you want to see how many accounts are there with this AWS, because you are an admin management team and you are managing that certain team which is having the access of that particular admin account or root account, and you wanna audit that, and you wanna every month clean that, right? And you wanna analyze that, you wanna report that. So how you do that? It is gonna go click on credential report over here in the left side, and it will be giving you a report where it will be telling you how many users are there, and when was it used, when was it created, whether MFA is active or not on that, and stuff like that. So I'll show you. You'll click on download report. It will download a CSV file for you, and once you open the CSV, it will show you all the record. See, this is the record it shows. So see, we have created two accounts, right? One is root account, one is admin sample. When we have last used, so we have last used over here, when it was created, 28th November, we have created root account, then IAM account, password not supported, password supported true, because I am handling IAM users account using my root account. When was it last used, password? So right now I've just logged in, that's why it's saying about this time and stuff like that. So every detail you'll be displayed over here. Password rotation would also be there. So what does it say? It's like within 30 days you need to change it, within 60 days you need to change it, stuff like that. MFA is active. No, I have not activated MFA. So yeah, that's the report. You can save it, you can play with it and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's about that. Another very important thing before finishing our identity and access management, this is about roles, right? And how would I describe it to you? It's similar about IAM. So you as a root user, create a user, assign it into a group to perform some certain task, right? Not every task, just for certain tasks that user has been created for or in a group for. Similar way, when you use any AWS service like S3, suppose you're using a storage bucket, right? Simple storage service, I guess that's the full form if I'm not wrong, S3 bucket. So that S3 bucket, when you're using it, suppose that S3 bucket needs to communicate with your another AWS service called EC2, which is virtual server. Now, when you have not assigned or when you have not liberated or given that particular service to access your other AWS services, I might giving you like very brief example over here. That might not be the case, but I'm just giving an example. Suppose your S3 needs to use or needs to access some other AWS service or needs to work with your AWS. How would you do that? How would it do that? So you will create with your S3 one IAM user and you'll assign a role to it. Now, how would we do that? I'm not going to talk about that verbally. Similarly, I've shown you credential report. I'm going to go in roles, which is in again left side of this particular window, and I'll show you how does it work. Right, go over here, click on create a role. Right, so yeah, so let's see any service you can take. So there are these many services you can use as a use case. Suppose I'm going to use S3 service and I am going to use select S3 I'm giving S3 as a permission. So you see, here are here, like these are the services, AWS services you can select. You can select even other entities, which is outside entity. Suppose you have SAML 2.0 federation you want to use, and suppose any open ID provider you want to use. You can do that. Like this role, when you provide to your service, that can connect or that can communicate with these kind of trusted entities, or like the service, there are AWS services as well. So I've selected S3 for our and now there are a lot of things. So what that S3 can have, what that S3 can have as a policy. So I'm going to go with IAM only, because right, we have just learned IAM. So I'm going to say that S3 can have an access as IAM read only, or IAM full access. I'll provide IAM full access, and I'll go into tags. Tags you can say like demo the role, right? And similar, you can provide the value. That's all about tag. You're gonna create, you wanna review it, and in review you'll say S3, or just learning rules services in IAM S3, right? And yeah, and you create a role. So this is how you create a role, and that role will be having you will be seeing your role over here, learning roles services in IAM S3. You're gonna that is having the trusted entity as S3, and that trusted entity has having the policy of IAM. See, so where do we assign this policy? If you remember, this policy tells you in JSON format. If you remember, it either in JSON format you can do, or you can just directly select. So when you select this policy, what happens? You can access these services for which particular users you assign the user also, like you see right in JSON form. So these are the particular services. This is the action you need to apply. You need to allow those on services on these particular user. Similar way, what works? This roles and policy. So on S3 role, S3 consider, again, I'm giving a brief example trying to explain. Consider S3 as an user which has the whole access of IAM as a policy. A similar way we used to do, admin sample as a user has the access of EC2, which root user has provided. So the same way roles works, the way our IAM user we create, or normal user we create using root user. And the same way policies has been assigned to our this particular role or trusted entities, the way root user assign the policies to normal user. So this is the two major thing before we approach to end of our identity and access management, the roles and the normal credential reports and user advisor report. And I guess we are done with identity and access management. This is pretty much it. I would recommend you, before we proceed with some other services from next video, to just recap what we have learned till now in IAM. That would help you run in the long way. And again, our end motive is to learn IAM hands-on using IAM, and to probably learn all of basics and just get into that CCP certification as well, right? So that is the kind of end goal we have. And I guess this is helping you. Please provide your feedback. And yeah, that's pretty much it. From very next lecture, I am thinking like we'll start with something different services of AWS. It can be EC2, it can be S3, it can be Lambda, right? So I am probably thinking of virtual server. Let's see. Till that time, thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.